up? Welcome back to my channel. It's Dawn Danielle here at Solo Soul, and today we are in Orlando. Hey y'all, what's up? I just checked into my hostel. I just arrived to Orlando. It's a pretty cute place. Often you're going to see, if you're looking for hostels, I've noticed this a lot, people are converting hotels, like hotel rooms, into hostels by just putting more beds in there or whatever. And I'm not against it. I think it's actually kind of cute and smart. So yeah, you have a hotel vibe but a hostel feel. It is very hot out here. Orlando is the kind of place where your makeup melts off and so do your lashes, so just go easy on the makeup. Bring deodorant with you wherever you go, and water. I actually think Orlando's a little hotter than like Miami sometimes, just because there's not that nice sea breeze to cool you down. It's just heat. It's on the mainland, so you do have to be careful for that. Make sure you're dressing appropriately, and I personally always bring a water bottle everywhere with me. But yeah, that's it. I just checked in. That was really simple. I left the airport, MCO airport, the Orlando airport. It stresses me out so much sometimes. Just because the main Orlando airport is huge. My biggest advice to you is get there early if you're leaving, because you are going to spend a lot of time in security. It's massive. At some point you even take the little inside tram you could take inside the airport to get to the next area, to the next terminal. Make sure you get there early. I'm talking like 2-3 hours early, just because it's so busy, and that's one of those airports you really want to just be there super early so you can sit and relax versus trying to rush and get stressed out. There are a lot of families there, everyone going to Disney and Universal. TSA usually takes a while just because there's lots of families, there's people with wheelchairs, there's people with kids, and so there are a lot of people who need to be accommodated properly, and it might take a little bit longer just to make sure everybody's going through fine. So just make sure you're getting there early so you have enough time. This airport is not like a last minute airport and rush and make your flight kind of thing. That's my biggest advice. There are like 3 levels to the airport. There's 2 different terminals, a separate area for the gates, and then 3 different levels. One's for like baggage claim and ground transportation, other one's for like gates, and it's a mess. I always get lost every time I come here. But the biggest advice I have to you is if you're calling a rideshare, which is what I did because I'm limited on time here, I believe that is level 2. You'll see signs and stuff like that too, but it's level 2, and you're once you call the rideshare, they'll tell you what curb to stand at, because you can only pick up at certain spots. So that said, we're gonna get settled. Not too settled because I'm only here for 2 days, and then we are going to go and check some stuff out. If you're staying in a budget hostel, make sure you look up before whether they offer towels. There are a lot of them that don't offer towels or body wash or any extra amenities, and so you might be stuck finding yourself without one. But sometimes all you have to do is ask, and the front desk just forgot to give you one. Y'all want to know what one of the most frustrating things is? When you're at one of those places that makes you make your own bed, but you're on the top bunk. Alright y'all, usually I'm a perfectionist and I like to tuck in my corners, but that is the best it's gonna get. I am like literally 2 feet away from the ceiling, so there's that. There is a red hair on my blanket, and I will mostly be using rideshare, which did eventually add up. However, there are buses going around as low as $2. Alright y'all, before we head out, I want to tell you about Kissimmee and Orlando a little bit. Of course, you have downtown Orlando and places like International Drive as well, which is basically where all the restaurants, experiences, and entertainment and shops are. And you're close to the parks when you are on International Drive. You also have Kissimmee, which is a little bit south of Orlando, and it's parts of it are very quaint and very like Disney-esque. Like they have really cute bus stops and sidewalks where you can walk everywhere. You could check out places like Old Town for all the cute stuff and cheap souvenir shops in the area as well. And usually wherever you go, there's some form of entertainment, go-karts, water parks, wherever that might be. Either way, you cannot escape Disney. You just can't.
If there's any place where I've heard the most screaming children, it would definitely be Orlando, whether that's a tantrum or they're just happy and really excited. That said, if you're not ready to hear someone around you always talking about their Disney vacation, stay away, especially if you're in the touristy spots. Of course, we know you have Disney World with its 4 parks. With Disney, I would advise planning in advance a little bit just because there is some stuff you should do. You have Universal Studios. With Universal, I feel like you can kind of just show up the morning of. I would definitely suggest bringing a poncho if you were going to Magic Kingdom and you want to ride a ride like Splash Mountain, or if you're going to Islands of Adventure and you're trying to ride some of the water rides there. You have their other park, which is Islands of Adventure. Now, I won't be covering any of that in these videos because I actually already have very detailed videos on all those parks, as well as some tips and tricks and information you should know before you go that might help you have a smoother stay or visit to the parks. That said, we are going to try to find something to do outside of amusement parks, so let's see what we can get into. Right now I'm laying in bed being lazy, but I am looking up some stuff to do and other stuff I need to know. In my last video I talked about all the cool stuff there is to do in Orlando and why we weren't doing half of it for personal reasons, such as like swimming with the dolphins and stuff. However, we still had a really fun day. I ended up going to the aquarium and enjoyed myself. And so today I think we're going to be going to back to Icon Park, which is, in my opinion, kind of touristy, but I only have one day here, so I think I should do the most touristy thing possible. And I think I'm going to try to conquer my fear of heights and ride the Sky Wheel and the Star Flyer. Now, if I'm being totally honest, I don't think I have a fear of heights. I think I have a fear of humans building things and how safe those things are. Alright y'all, so ultimately I would say the Star Flyer was not worth it, just because by the time you get to the top and spin around a few times, you're already going back down. If you're afraid of heights, by the time you get up there, you'll be like, oh, this is not too bad, and then you're already heading back to the ground. I would highly suggest putting your money towards the wheel instead. Okay, so I was going to take a helicopter ride. That's very popular here in Orlando. That's something you want to do. They offer prices as low as $25. Now, my hesitance with it is that I feel like the price advertised is not the price, when you walk in the door. So anyways, because I'm by myself, I don't think it's going to be as cost effective. And also I don't want to go on a helicopter by myself, so I don't think I'll be doing that. I was considering calling them on the phone and asking about more information or the final price, but that involves talking to people on the phone, so nah. We are going to focus on trying to see some good views from the wheel. I'm excited for the Ferris wheel. That is called the Orlando Eye, I believe, and I think it's owned by the same company or people who own the London Eye in, London. So we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping this is the Ferris wheel to end all Ferris wheels. I don't think Orlando has the most exciting landscape. However, when you do start going to these high vantage points, you do see all these resort pools and stuff like that. Or if you take a helicopter ride, you could see Disney or Universal from above. So hopefully the Ferris wheel has a good view. Like I said, I want to go at night because I'm a simple person and I like lights, and it's kind of cool to see everybody living their little lives down below. All these little hotel windows and apartment windows and headlights driving around, and I feel like it's more rewarding at night. One of my roommates just got back, and so I think that's the perfect opportunity to stop recording and actually go check out the wheel. Hey y'all, I really don't think we're going on this wheel. When I checked in earlier, they said it was a risk of lightning, and so we might not be able to get on until an hour or so later. But I actually just went out to eat, and I've been gone for like an hour and a half, and the sky is not looking too much prettier, so we might not be able to ride it all. Alright y'all, we are definitely not going on this wheel. It just started to rain, And the fun thing about Florida is that it rains often, so it's not a huge surprise, and sometimes you can wait it out. And so you have people who are just sitting around waiting it out, and then you have people who have gotten up like me, and they are on their merry way. I also want to say there are other cool places to hang out, like the Space Center, the Science Center, Wonderworks, if you've heard of that, and also Ripley's, which is, we're passing by now. It's a little blurry with the rain, but you can still see it a little bit. Both Ripley's and Wonderworks have pretty cool outside buildings. Alright, y'all, we had to postpone the wheel. However, I don't think the Starflyer was worth it, but the aquarium was. Check out my other video for that. That's all. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.